of people will gather in New York City tomorrow for the Thanksgiving Day parade. But today, they'll get the chance to see a historic moment at one of the city's most famous landmarks. CBS This Morning got a first-hand look as workers put the finishing touches on the brand new 80th floor of the Empire State Building.
It officially opens to the public today and is the final piece of the building's four-year, $165 million renovation.
It is the final piece of the building's four-year, $165 million renovation.
Here's Tony Dokoupil with more.
Welcome to the 80th floor.
After 4 years and $165 million, the final piece of the visitor experience is now complete. We were there as workers put the finishing touches on the 80th floor.
And now on the 80th floor is about discovering New York City.
And the first thing you'll notice, something visitors simply can't get enough of, is the view, previously reserved for the observation decks above.
The windows were covered over. This is the first time that our visitors get a chance to see New York City on the 80th floor.
And you can also explore other tourist destinations from one of the city's most famous.
Let's do kid-friendly. I'll be a tourist in my own city.
With touchscreen kiosks that help visitors plan out a trip and download the itinerary to their smartphones.
Can you build one of these in my living room?
On the walls, a mural, a reproduction of the cityscape drawn from memory by artist Stephen Wiltshire after only a chopper ride over Manhattan.
Before, we only gave people two experiences, the line and the view.
Tony Malkin, the building's CEO, says now's the time to move this Depression-era marvel into the modern age.
1, 2, 3, smile.
The new visitor center experience begins with an interactive museum, doubling as a history lesson.
People used to race to get to the top, and now they actually want to soak everything up.
That was so tiny.
And ends on the all-glass 102nd floor observatory, providing soaring views of New York City.
This is a special spot. We want people to be able to experience the peace and tranquility of being up here.
Put Grandma on hold. Better yet, tell her you call her back because we've got Tony Dokoupil joining us from the building's 86th floor. You like what I did there? You like what I did there, Tony Dokoupil?
I like it. Bravo.
Okay, wait a minute.
Done,
Is that a line
done.
from a movie?
No, it's not a line from a movie, Tony. Whenever I do What to Watch on CBS.
Come on, you gotta watch the show.
I'm working
We got a little
here.
tradition black
When you guys
night.
are yucking it up over in the other studio, I'm delivering delivering the news that people want.
So great. So, Tony, oh man. So I just left you actually from What to Watch. So the view was incredible. What's been your biggest takeaway just over the last couple of days while you've been reporting from there?
Yeah, so the view really is incredible. And one of the things that I realize is that even though I've come here now multiple times, every time I come back, it's actually bigger and better in person than in my memory. It's sort of like the ocean. The only other thing that has this quality is the Pacific Ocean, where when you visit it, it is looming larger in reality than it could ever be in your mind. And that's because, look, we're 1,400 feet up. This is the biggest tree in the urban jungle. And it just underwent this $165 million renovation. So under the old program, they used to have like this kind of walled off 80th floor. So you would get your ticket, come up an elevator bank, and then have to walk through a walled-off area where you had no view at all. They had windows, but they darkened it out. And the idea was, oh, look, you know, it's going to be a big reveal when people finally get up here to the 86th floor. And then now they've come to realize that, like, no, like every moment people have here is a moment that is uniquely theirs. Like each window is in a way, from their perspective, a work of art that they have personally in their possession for the time that they're standing in front of that window. So they blew it all out, opened it all up, added all this technology, and now the line, the boring part, is part of the fun here, even before you get up here.
That's cool. So what do visitors think so far? We can see, you know, quite a few people are there now.
I don't know what do visitors think. Hey guys, you're on CBS News. Yes, you're very happy. Look at that. They're happy.
Yeah, look at that.
Pretty good about it. You know, and in 1931, it cost about $1 to come up here when the building first opened, and now it's $38. But when you factor in inflation, in fact, it's basically the same price. So pretty good deal, less than 50 cents a floor. It's a good deal for some elevation. And on this Thanksgiving, as we give thanks to family, friends, all the important things in our life, it's helpful to have a little bit of perspective, I think. Take a gander around here. Things seem pretty small if they're not important. So On that message, I'll send it back to you guys. I know you got a lot of driving ahead if you're going to make a break for it today.
Yeah, we'll be working, but
We'll be stuck
Not
right
till the
here,
afternoon?
Tony. Yeah.
Tony DeCoppel for us at the observation deck at the Empire State Building. Tony, it was really incredible. Your interview with Jeff Goldblum was, I think, amazing. So that was really cool.
That's called jazz on television.
It really was. Good to see you, man.
Earthquakes are so frequent in Japan, lawmakers there took part in an emergency drill in parliament by putting on foldable helmets. The lower house speaker demonstrated how the polygon-shaped helmets work, but there was some confusion by members on exactly how to unfold and wear them. Many on social media pointed out they look like something out of a Star Wars movie. In 2011, a massive earthquake triggered a tsunami that destroyed a large part of the northeast coast and led to a nuclear reactor meltdown. Around 18,000 people lost their lives there, Anne-Marie.
Yeah, you know. It may look like a movie prop and a little bit quirky, but as you point out, in Japan, they know how dangerous an earthquake can be, so I'm pretty sure they are necessary. Riley?
Yeah, the preparation is key.
Exactly. Riley, thank you so much.